Have you ever noticed something unusual about Russian babies and toddlers? You'll often see very young children sitting calmly in strollers in cold weather, toddlers trying to feed themselves, and kids who seem surprisingly composed in public spaces. Not because they're forced into silence, and not because they're afraid, but because of a very different parenting philosophy that has shaped generations. In Russia, there is a concept called Vospitaniye, which means raising a child's character, not just managing their behavior. It's pronounced Vospitaniye. It's not a single technique, but a mindset. The idea is that children learn emotional stability, responsibility, and resilience through calm structure, routine, and respectful interaction with adults. In many modern Western homes, parenting often focuses on constant engagement, keeping the baby entertained, reducing every moment of discomfort, quickly fixing every cry, surrounding the child with stimulation, sound, and distraction. The goal is often happiness in the moment. But in traditional Russian parenting, the focus is slightly different. The goal is not constant happiness. The goal is emotional strength over time. Russian child psychologists, including Lyudmila Petronovskaya, often emphasize emotional security over stimulation. Modern developmental science also supports this idea. Babies are extremely sensitive to tone of voice, emotional tension, and overstimulation. Their nervous system is still developing, and they constantly absorb the emotional environment around them. This is why two different homes can produce very different behaviors from children, even when both sets of parents love their child equally. One key idea in this approach is simple. Calmness is contagious. Babies do not only respond to words, they respond to facial expressions, breathing patterns, and emotional energy. When a parent is tense or reactive, the baby's body often mirrors that stress. When a parent is calm and steady, the baby's nervous system learns to settle. This doesn't mean ignoring a child's emotions. It means becoming a stable emotional anchor instead of adding more chaos to the moment. Another core idea is treating babies as real people, not fragile objects that cannot understand anything. In many Russian households, parents talk to babies in a normal tone, even from an early age. They explain simple actions. They prepare children before transitions. Instead of suddenly picking up a child, they might say, "I'm going to pick you up now," or "We are going to change your clothes." It may seem small, but psychologically it matters. Predictability creates safety. When a baby begins to recognize patterns in daily life, their stress levels decrease. The world feels less random and more understandable. Compare this to a very common modern habit: constant interruption. Fast transitions, sudden movements, loud reactions, or overwhelming stimulation. Even though it is often done out of love and excitement, from a baby's perspective, it can feel chaotic. A calmer, more predictable environment helps the child build trust in their surroundings. Another important principle is allowing small frustrations instead of removing every challenge. In many Russian parenting traditions, children are given space to struggle with age-appropriate tasks. Whether it's trying to stack a toy, attempting to put on shoes, or reaching for something slightly out of reach, parents often pause before stepping in. This pause is not neglect. It is intentional. Because development does not happen when everything is done for the child. It happens in the small gap between struggle and success. When a child tries, fails slightly, adjusts, and then succeeds, they build persistence and confidence. Modern parents often fall into the habit of rescuing too quickly. If a child gets frustrated, the toy is immediately handed over. If they struggle, the task is completed for them. If they cry, distraction is instantly provided. The problem is not kindness. The problem is removing every opportunity for growth. When children never experience manageable frustration, they may become more emotionally dependent on external regulation. But when they are allowed small, safe challenges, they begin to build internal strength. Another powerful principle is emotional regulation from the parent first. In Russian parenting philosophy, the adult is expected to lead the emotional tone of the situation, not through yelling or control, but through calm authority. Babies are extremely sensitive to emotional shifts. If a parent becomes loud, rushed, or panicked, the child often escalates even more. But when the parent lowers their voice, slows their movements, and stays steady, the child's nervous system often begins to settle. This is not about being perfect. No parent is calm all the time. It is about awareness. The moment you notice your own stress rising, you pause before reacting. Even a simple breath before responding can change the entire emotional direction of an interaction. Now let's turn this into practical steps that can actually be used in everyday life. Start by reducing unnecessary noise and stimulation in your home for short periods each day. This does not mean living in silence. It means creating intentional, calm moments where there is no background TV, no constant digital noise, and fewer distractions. Many babies become calmer not when more is added, but when less is happening around them. Second, start narrating transitions instead of surprising your child. Before changing activities, gently inform them. In a few minutes, we will clean up. I'm going to pick you up now. After this, it will be bedtime. You do not need long explanations, just calm, consistent communication. This builds predictability, and predictability builds emotional safety. Third, pause briefly before helping. When your child is attempting something safe and age-appropriate, give them a few seconds. Watch, encourage, then assist if needed. This small pause builds problem-solving ability and confidence. It tells the child that effort matters, not just instant results. Fourth, regulate yourself before reacting. When a baby cries or a toddler becomes upset, your first step is not action, it is awareness. Check your own emotional state. Slow your voice, soften your movements, lower your intensity. Because your calm becomes their calm. These changes do not require a completely different lifestyle. They are small adjustments in timing, tone, and awareness. But over time, they can significantly change how a child experiences stress, challenge, and emotional safety. And the most important thing to remember is this: these ideas are not about being strict or cold. They are about trust. Trusting that your child can grow through small challenges. Trusting that calmness teaches more than panic. Trusting that connection is stronger than control. You are not trying to create a perfect parenting system. You are creating an emotionally safe environment where your child can slowly build confidence in themselves and the world around them. So the question is simple. Which of these habits surprised you the most? And which one will you try first this week? Let me know in the comments. And if you want more science-based parenting insights from different cultures around the world, subscribe. Because parenting isn't about perfection. It's about connection, consistency, and helping a child grow into who they're capable of becoming.